This is Kyle Gorman with the Employer Blueprint. I want to thank you for sticking with us over the last several weeks as we've talked about building a foundation of management and really trying to adopt our management style into a leadership style of management. And so now we're going to start working our way into the 4 walls of management as I have them defined. And the first one actually is definition, and why it's so important to create clear definition for our team and for our employees as we lead them. So the first topic, we're going to break this down, and the first one is you need to define roles and responsibilities. And so as we define roles and responsibilities, this is going to be fairly high level, and you want to do this early on in the hiring process when possible. So you want to put this maybe in your job description or certainly early in the interview stage. And we're gonna make these very high level things that just sort of outlines how someone fits in the organization, what their role is within the organization, how everything sort of fits together. But it starts to give people just sort of a general idea as to where they fit in kind of the overall company and the overall company culture. And so the one thing that I'll kind of let you know too is don't be afraid if you already have people on your team that you need to make sure to do this with, because it's not through the hiring process. You can easily do this in about a 30-45 minute one-on-one meeting with someone, just to say, I want to go through and redefine kind of your role and responsibility within the company. So the one thing that I want to caution you on as we talk about defining roles and responsibilities is don't get too detailed here. It's easy as we think about our role and responsibility, like we really want to kind of dive into all of these very specific things that we want someone to do. And we're going to get to that over the next few weeks as we work through this process. But as we talk about roles and responsibilities, this is supposed to be very high level. So that's my big caution for you, is make sure that you really think about things that are high level, kind of high overviews. You don't want to get too detailed and too complicated through this part of the definition process. Now for kind of a real world example of this. So what we'll do over the next few weeks is we'll continue to use the same employee as our example, and we're just going to use an example of a salesperson, okay? Because most organizations have some semblance of a salesperson. So if we're going to talk about roles and responsibilities for a salesperson, and it's very high level, it may be things such as generate new leads for the business, attend conferences, and close new prospects. And even though that sounds very simple and high level, what you've done here is you've helped a salesperson understand, well, it's not just generating leads, it's actually closing deals. And part of that is going to be that I'm going to have to attend some conferences. Or maybe through this, maybe through our definition of role and responsibility, we say, we do have some outbound calls that we do. We do like to attend networking events. And so what you're doing is you're just giving some very high level sort of overviews of what a person's role is going to look like within the company. So this is the first part, and kind of the most high level part of creating definition for your team and for your employees. Stay tuned next week as we dive even further into this and continue to create clear definition for our employees and kind of what's expected of them. I'm Kyle Gorman with the Employer Blueprint. Make sure to subscribe for more great content.